It's time for the Success in Real Estate Show with Frankie Griffin, owner and instructor of Real Estate School for Success, broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you're interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or becoming a real estate agent, you'll enjoy the Success in Real Estate Show on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, real estate broker in charge and educator here in South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I got a great show lined up, very special guest in studio with me today. But we're going to be focusing on, at least our discussion anyway, hopefully will be geared towards managing the homeowners associations and things of that nature. I get a lot of questions from people that have questions about the homeowners association, or HOA, some people call it, what they can do, what they can't do. So I've got an expert in studio, Miss Julie Brickley, works with Synergy Community Specialist, and we got a lot of questions we want to talk to her about. We've also got another very special guest, which happens to be her significant other, Mr. Bob Brickley, but many know as the State Command Sergeant Major. So we got the Command Sergeant Major Bob Brickley also in studio. Can't wait to talk to both of them. Going to have a lot of fun today. Certainly we want to answer any questions you may have, anything about real estate. Just give us a call. The number here in studio is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862 if you've got any questions. Can't wait to hear from you. Now, we've got several classes that's getting ready to start up at our Real Estate School for Success. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of them real quick. One is the home inspection course. If anybody's interested in getting their home inspection license, now's a great time to do that because we're offering a huge discount on this particular course. It's about 50% off of what you'll find anywhere else. It's 2 weekends, but it's going to start September the 21st. And again, this is a weekend class, so it'll go Saturday and Sunday for 2 weekends. So you don't wait too much longer. Go to our website. You can sign up there, which is www.realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. And there you'll see the link for the home inspection. We've got real estate classes, appraisal classes. Actually, got another class this coming weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or a week from today. So I'd love to have you in that class. But we've got a lot of things going on, and we would really love to help you become successful in real estate. Whichever part of real estate you want, that's what we want to help you with. Well, let me go straight to my very special guest. Miss Julie Brickley is in studio with me today. And how are you doing this morning, my dear?
I'm doing great, Frankie.
Did you notice how cool it was this morning?
I did. I thought I needed a jacket.
Really? See, I like being cold. Much better, I guess, than being hot. And it felt good, and it's supposed to feel even better tomorrow.
That's what I'm hearing.
And just having Miss Julie in studio, it is so bright in here today. Finally, we got some sunshine here in the studio. Thank you so much. But Julie, you own Synergy Community Specialist, is that right?
That's correct.
And what do you do? What does your outfit actually do?
We manage community homeowners associations, residential condos, townhomes throughout South Carolina. Yes. And
I got to tell you, and I can't thank you enough for coming in, because I get so many people emailing me about issues they have with their homeowners associations and trying to get things done, and just really how that process works, because a lot of people really don't understand it. In fact, most people would probably say it's a nuisance more than anything to have a HOA. Telling them what they can do, what they can't do. Sometimes it can get a little irritating. Do you hear that?
Yes, all the time, yep. But, we're the first person they call when somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and they want their property values to be maintained. So we're the first person they call.
Well, and it's so important because that's what keeps the property values, the homeowners association. Otherwise, you have people out there doing anything and everything in their yard, that putting up the chicken wire fences and changing oil in their front yard and then leaving their cars up on blocks, and that destroys value.
Parking on the grass,
yeah.
Motorhomes, boats, trailers. We were just looking for a house, as you know, and it was so difficult because I was looking at every other house around the house that I was actually looking to buy. So it made it really difficult because not only was I looking at that one house, I was looking at all of my neighbors' homes.
Yeah, and what she's talking about, Julie, is also a client of mine right now, actually buying a house. And so, of course, you look at things as we go house hunting a lot different, or look at more things, I guess, than the average homeowner might be looking at.
I do, and the entrance. When I go into a community, that's the first thing I look to see, if they have pine straw flowers, if the brick pavers are painted. That's a huge clue that there may be some deferred maintenance. That's a lot of people don't understand your entrance, but it's an entryway to your home. It says welcome home, and it can be a little pricey to maintain it, but it is so key to the value of your home.
Well, it's an investment, and that's what it is. And yeah, some of the rules you like, some of them you don't, but you're aware of those supposedly before you buy. So if it's not something you can live with, then you shouldn't buy in that area.
That's correct. That's correct.
And today we're talking about homeowners associations and the management of these associations. I've got my very good friends in studio, come to know and love so much. Miss Julie and State Command Sergeant Major Bob Brickley is in studio. And we would love to answer any questions you have. The number to call is 978-9862, 978-9862. And I would like to just say that, because I've had a lot of people text me already today or this morning asking if I was going to take any football scores for the Carolina and Vanderbilt game tonight. We will do that, but it will be in the very last segment of the show, so you won't just hang tight. But in the last segment, I'll allow you to call in, guess the score of the Carolina-Vandy game tonight, and whoever comes the closest will win a free class at the Real Estate School for Success. So we'd love to have you with that. But right now, let's go straight to our phone lines, where first up we've got Samantha. How you doing, Samantha?
I'm great, Frankie. How are you?
Oh, this is such a fine day today. What you up to?
Oh, actually, I'm just getting ready to meet some friends that are coming in from New York. So
Okay.
going to be going over to a mutual friend's house for some brunch and some Bloody Marys.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sounds like too much fun to me.
Sounds like fun.
Well, what can we do for you?
Well, as you know, I'm in your first-year sales class in Charleston, Keller Williams,
Awesome. Yeah.
Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
And I want to sign up for your final sales class coming up this next Monday.
Well, we can certainly take care of that. And I tell you what, since you called in, how about I give you $50 off of that class?
That sounds fabulous.
Well, you've got it, and look forward to seeing you in the class.
Well, and I just wanted to say that I really am enjoying the class. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, so I think it's because of you. You make it really interesting and fun.
Well, I'll send you a check right after the show is over. And I thank you so much for saying that.
Well, it's the truth.
Well, thank you so much, my dear. I hope you have a great weekend, okay?
Okay, great, Frankie. I'll see you on Monday.
All right, sweetie. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. All right. Well, now we're going to go straight back to our phone lines, where now we've got Leanne. You on, Leanne?
I'm on, Frankie. How are you?
Oh, such a fine day today. And this is Leanne Boyer, works with Andy On with On and McKay Law Firm. And I hope you're having a fine day today.
I am. Thank you, Frankie. Yes, I'm Leanne, and I do the marketing with On and McKay. I'm sure that everybody's used to hearing Andy on Saturday mornings with you.
Yeah.
And he would be, but he's at a soccer game for his daughter and a football game for his son.
Well, he seems to stay busy, that's for sure. But I know you've got some things coming up. You've got a grand opening, don't you?
Yes, that's right. We've got a grand opening on Wednesday the 18th. That's this coming Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's the grand opening of Hurricane Builders' new subdivision, Abney Hills. The Columbia Mayor, Steve Benjamin, is expected to be there, and
Awesome.
Blythewood Mayor Michael Rawls. So we're so excited about that. We love Brenda, and we're ready for her to get this going, and we're excited for her. So I hope everybody can come out to that, and I think Brenda will be calling in shortly.
Well,
so
I
she'll
think
have
I've
more details.
I actually think she's on the line as we speak, and I will be bringing her up here in just a second. But Andy Young will be present at the grand opening.
That's right.
And will Leanne be there?
Leanne will be there, yes.
Okay.
I'm excited for this. Brenda's a good friend of mine, and I love working with her, so this is something very exciting for everybody.
Well, that's awesome. So this is a new subdivision starting? Is that what this is?
That's right. This is a new subdivision. I think they've got about 400 units out there. So, yeah, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to relocate, you can get in touch with Brenda, and she knows all the good deals and everything that you need to know. So,
Well, sweetie, I can't thank you enough for calling in.
well, thank you, Frankie. And also, I want to tell you real quick, we've got a lunch and learn coming up the following week, Monday, September 23rd, and we'll be talking about reverse mortgages with James Fleshman. He's with Foundation Mortgage, and Stephanie Bell will be calling in shortly, too, to tell you a little bit about that. But any questions, please call me at the office at Anna McKay. The number there is 744-0824. So I'll be happy to get you RSVP for any of these events.
And we do need RSVP because I guess you're going to, are you catering?
Oh, yes, we'll
Okay.
have Farm Boys Catering and
Okay.
and all that good stuff. So please RSVP, and we look forward to seeing everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frankie.
You have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye-bye. All right. Well, and as Leanne was just saying, Brenda Starnes is going to be on site as the agent. And I think we've got Brenda on the line. How you doing, Brenda?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, it's such a fine day today. And I'm sure you heard what Leanne had to say.
I did.
And so you are the agent for this subdivision or site?
I'm the community manager for
The
that
community
subdivision.
manager. Awesome. And what kind of homes are we looking at in this area? What kind of price range, I guess?
Price range starts in the 220s, goes up to the 280s. It's an all-brick community. I have homes ranging from about 2,600 square feet to just over 4,000 square feet.
Okay. Well,
And they come with all the hurricane standards, hardwood floors, ceramic tile, wainscoting, crown molding, stainless steel appliances, everything that we typically do as standards.
well, that sounds like Hurricane Builders to me.
That's exactly it.
Well, sweetie, this sounds awesome. And again, it's going to be September the 18th. Is that right?
Correct.
From 11:30 to 1:30.
Correct.
And if somebody would like to get in touch with you about some of the properties out there, how can we do that?
They can reach me on my cell phone at 803-243-5563.
5563.
Yes.
All righty. Well, and I'll have this on my website if somebody couldn't write that down. But I thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
All right, sweetie. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. Boy, we got a busy phone line here right now. And I guess it's because Julie's here. But right now, let's go back to our phone lines where we've got Rita. How you doing, Miss Rita?
I'm fine.
Good. What's going on with you today?
I wanted to ask a question. You said you were going to talk about homeowners associations, and I live in a neighborhood out in the Northeast, and we have a homeowner. Well, I say we supposedly have a homeowners association that's managed by a management company.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to question, how does one go about? I mean, I've tried to discuss things with the management company, which gets us, pretty much nowhere. How does one go about getting some input about what goes on with? We pay a substantial regime fee,
Mm-hmm.
for them to manage, and we have no input.
Yeah. Well, Rita, I'm going to tell you that's a very common question. I hear it a lot. In fact, I was talking to Julie about this yesterday, but I'll let Julie see if she can answer that.
Hi, Rita. Tell me, when you say no input, like no communication?
Well, I'd like to have some input or some say about what, we pay in approximately $100 a month for these people to do certain things in our neighborhood, and they're just not real inclined to listen to us a whole bunch. But I want some input on who does it and what, because we're paying, $100 a month is a lot of money.
Right.
I just don't know how to go about. I've gotten to the point now where, well, I guess there are only two options. If there's no way we can get some input, to me, a homeowners association means if you're a homeowner, you have some input into what goes on, regardless of who's managing it.
That's right. And as a manager, I work for every homeowner. I take direction from the boards, but we work for every homeowner. So if I was your manager, you're my boss pretty much. So I work for everyone. So yes, your opinion is definitely very valuable. I would suggest maybe you talk to the management company about becoming a committee member. Like when you say input, are you referring to like maybe the landscaping?
Well, I'm talking about the fact that we pay, just like I said. Because I don't know how many homes. It's a whole bunch, though. It's in excess of probably 250 homes, and they supposedly do the front yards for us, maintain the front yards. And that's kind of a loose terminology too, but they do a couple of other things. But they'll listen to you when you have a complaint and supposedly do something about that. Not real quickly, but they do something eventually. But I want some input on to who does the work, because we just have, in my opinion, the work's not that great.
Okay, so you're saying you'd like to see some changes made with the contractors. Okay. Well, if there's an issue with the contractor, the management company should address it with them, and the board as well. Maybe you would be a good candidate to serve on the board. Maybe at the next annual meeting.
We have never had a meeting.
Well, that's an issue. You need to have at least an annual meeting once a year.
Well, I don't know what it is. We don't have anything. Essentially, I don't even know what goes on other than I've quit talking to the management company because, in my opinion, it's not worth the waste of my time. But I thought about getting up a petition and getting everybody to sign it, saying we won't. Because I don't know how else to address it.
Well, how about, would it be okay if she gives you a call maybe sometime?
Sure, Rita. Yes, definitely. And, I would just say call the management company and find out when is the next annual meeting and ask them specifically that question, because you're supposed to have that, and you're supposed to be able to vote for those officers, those directors.
I don't even know that we have such. I really don't.
And that and then that's how you could get involved. But definitely give me a call.
How can we get in touch with you?
It's 803-454-3064.
And I can tell you, she does such an awesome job. And now, Judy, she does. You actually manage the HOAs. Is that what you do?
Right. We manage homeowners associations. That's all we do, strictly.
Okay. So she would be able to help you out, I think, a lot, Rita.
Yeah, Rita, the reason why I named my company Synergy was because it's all about working together. It's not about the management. It's not about the board. It's not about the membership. It's all together. You have to work together.
And for those of you that are just waiting, again, in the next segment, not this one, but in the next segment, we will be taking the Carolina Vandy scores. If anybody wants to see if you can guess the right score, at least come the closest, and we'll give you a free class at the real estate school for success. Well, I want to go straight to our phone lines, where right now we've got Stephanie. How you doing, Stephanie?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, Frankie?
Oh, this is such a beautiful day today.
It is gorgeous.
And now we've got
for a game.
Hey, and now I've got Stephanie Bell on the show with me. And what you got coming up, girl?
Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Stephanie Bell with ERA Wilder Realty, and I have a lunch and learn that's coming up this month, September the 23rd. It will actually be held at one of my gorgeous listings located in a lake access community, very close in, near the dam in the Irmo area. And my wonderful closing attorney, Andy On, who you know very well, is partnering with me on this to do the lunch and learn. And one of the things that I love about Andy is he is so in tune with educating us and educating our clients, and I'm just totally on board with that. So this lunch and learn will actually be talking about reverse mortgages at the actual location where I have a listing. So it gives me an opportunity to not only educate myself and my peers, but also to highlight one of my gorgeous listings, which is located at Tatler's Wharf at 4 Greenshank Court.
Awesome.
So that'll be the 23rd of this month, which is, I believe, a Monday. It'll be from 11:30 a.m. until 1. I invite, my real estate professionals and anyone else really interested in learning more about reverse mortgages to attend. They will need to give us a call. They can either call Andy's office at the 803-744-0824 number, or they may call me personally at 803-413-0678.
0678.
Yes, sir.
For Stephanie Bell.
Yes, sir. ringabellhomes@gmail.com if you want to email.
Hey, that works. Well, sweetie, I thank you for calling in, and look forward to seeing you on the 23rd.
Sounds great, Frankie. Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You do the same.
All righty. Bye now.
All right, bye-bye. All right, well, and again, if you have any questions for Miss Julie Brickley, we're talking about HOAs or homeowner associations. We'd love to help you any way we can. Where we've got, we got another caller. Sarah is on the line. How you doing, Sarah?
Hi, great. How are you?
Oh, I am so blessed today. I have Julie Brickley and State Command Sergeant Major Brickley in studio.
Okay.
Can't get any better than that.
All right.
What's going on with you today?
Well, I am about to get into real estate, and I'm very excited, and I wanted to know what real estate agents, what they thought the best things about being a real estate agent, as well as the pitfalls.
Well, I can tell you, my answer is I absolutely love having a career versus a job. If you got a job, you're working for somebody else, and you're going to get paid what somebody else can afford to pay you, not necessarily what you may be worth.
Yeah.
But in real estate, you get paid exactly what you're worth. And I like that idea. Now, for some, that may be a little nerve-wracking, but I like that. You get to decide. So if you put in overtime, you get the benefit of that, not the person you're actually working for.
Gotcha.
It's a nice way to make a living, I believe. And you're thinking about taking the class?
I've already taken the class. I haven't taken the final sales class, but I've had my own business before, so I'm a self-motivator, and I like, I'm very people-oriented and business-oriented, so, I'm excited about starting. What do you think are the pitfalls of it, if any?
Well, like any business, it takes a little bit of time to grow a business, and you have to be patient. You got to work hard, and there'll be some times when you go home at night after a very long day and just wondering, is it worth it or not? And you just got to keep your mind in a positive way and keep plugging at it until you build a very successful business.
All right.
But it's a lot of work. Well, I tell you what, though, Sarah, if you say you still need to take your final sales?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd love to help you with that.
Okay.
And, in fact, I'd like to give you a $50 discount when you get ready to take that class.
Would be so awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, we got it. So when you call in to sign up, just make sure you let Ashley know, and she will apply that discount for you.
Okay.
All right, sweetie.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hope you have a great day.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye. All right, again, in studio with me, Julie Brickley on Synergy Community Specialist, which manages homeowners associations. And Julie, let me ask you a question. I'm looking at your card here, and you've got an acronym AAMC.
That's correct.
Let me try turning you on. Now let's try that.
Yeah, that stands for Accredited Association Management Company.
Okay.
And why that's important is because there's very few in the state of South Carolina. We are one of 6. And, it's kind of like the realtor credential that you have. You have to have a PCAM on your staff, Professional Community Association Manager, which is a long history of exams you take prior to getting your PCAM. And then 50% of your staff has to have the credentials as well. So it's very prestigious. It lets you know that we're going the extra mile for the customer.
And that's very important, because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that do I'll say property management that also like to try to incorporate HOAs in their business, but they don't have the specialized training to be able to deal with some of the things that come up.
Right.
And so you've got these certifications, and how long have you been doing this now?
A little over 10 years.
And do you do any particular type of management? Is it just residential, or do you do any commercial or anything like that?
No commercial. It's all, residential, townhomes, condos.
Okay. And you do condos too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
I've been talking to you a little bit about that myself. And, and we had a call a little bit earlier, and a little bit irritated, a little bit concerned, I guess, might use that word, feeling like they have no say-so in what's going on in their subdivision or their community, but yet they're paying these regime fees.
Yeah, and what I got out of that last caller, just listening to her, the $100 a month, it sounds like she just really doesn't know where that's going. And we try to help our homeowners understand, break it down for them. $20 is going to the electricity, $40 is going to the landscaping. And then when you break it down where it goes each month, it makes it easier to understand.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I certainly not an expert here, but $100 a month does not sound like much.
It doesn't, and we didn't get into much detail, so, without knowing what her association's responsible for, she could be in a community where they're responsible just for the roof replacement. So I'm assuming that she's in some type of a condo townhome community, and $100 that sounds about right for that, but if it's, but there could be also a community with 200 or 300 homes, and the more people you have sharing the expense, the easier it is for that assessment monthly.
Well, I think it's also just to change gears a little bit to make sure people understand the role of the HOA is, you got your covenants and restrictions, which are basically your laws. If you're going to live here, you have to comply with our rules, our laws. But the HOA has the police power to enforce those laws. And if the HOA should disband or go away, it's kind of like having laws with no police.
Right.
Isn't that right?
Right.
And so even though the restrictions are still there, there's no way to enforce them, or is there? Is the question I have.
If the association disbands, no.
Yeah.
So
because there's no police power.
Right.
And I got to tell you, and I'm guilty of this, in the subdivision I live in, when we first moved in there, we had an association, and it was a little bit stressful at times, to say the least. But since then, it has disbanded. It has gone away. But it did not take long after the HOA went away. Our property values dropped significantly in the whole subdivision. Why is that? What happened?
Well, just like what you said, when you disbanded, there was nobody watching, nobody making sure that, the people are abiding by the covenants and restrictions, and people will do crazy things. It's
So I couldn't pull a Duck Dynasty and put my chickens in the front yard or in the backyard, I guess. But
well, they do try to do that, but no, you couldn't. And it's just so important, because the biggest thing that you need to know is if one person does something like that, then you have 2 people, then you have 4 people, and then you have 20 people, and it just gets totally out of hand. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking to buy a house,
Yeah, and you got to take all this stuff into account. And I'm going to tell you, most buyers, as a real estate agent, I know most buyers don't even look at the covenants and restrictions. And if they do, it's just for one, like maybe the buyer might say, well, I know I've got a boat. I got to make sure a boat's okay to park here in my yard. So, and I've had buyers tell me that, which is useful information. But other than something very specific, they never even look at the covenants and restrictions, so they don't know what they've agreed to.
Right. And another thing that we always run into is homeowners don't realize if they own the roads or not. That's a huge question that you need to know before you buy into a community. Who owns these roads?
Could turn into a significant assessment at some point.
Right.
I've got Julie Brickley on Synergy Community Specialist, which they manage HOAs or homeowner associations, and does such an awesome job because, Julie, this is an important part of maintaining property values throughout the community, making sure everybody tries to stay happy, and it's almost impossible to make everybody happy. I keep forgetting to turn your button on, but I got you turned on now. But it can be very difficult, and we've only got, about 3 minutes left. So let's go straight to our phone lines where you've got a few questions here. And one is Glenn. How you doing, Glenn?
Good morning. How are you?
Well, very good. What can we do for you?
HOA question. I'm a member of a community that everything runs very smoothly. And it has for quite a few years. And because of that, HOA is pretty much kind of, they're not doing much. Dues have been collected for quite a few years, and before that it was voluntary, and there's not many expenses. Mainly it's just maintaining the common areas, which are the entrance to the community, and we did a couple of ponds in the community. And it's only $50 a year per resident. It's been voluntary. We had quite a few funds put in the account, so no one's been pushing that. My question is, if we, and I think I heard this once, if we let it go for quite a few years, can we enforce it later?
Can you enforce, you talking about reinstitute the HOA?
Right, and it's there, but it's not active.
No.
I was quite involved in at one time myself, but due to time constraints, I had to make some decisions, so I got out of it. And I don't have the time to really get involved. I'm kind of concerned that if we need to reinitiate it in the future, will there be legal issues since we have not pushed it in the past?
Well, Glenn, I'm not an attorney, but I would definitely say most likely so. I did have an attorney tell me one time that, if the board disbanded an association, it was not good because it would basically be difficult for them to, like you're saying, reinstitute it. So I would just say we probably could defer that to an attorney, that question. Okay. I can certainly try to help you get that answer.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. And everything's running smoothly. Because of that, no one's really worried about it.
Well, that sounds like a really good assessment for ponds and an entrance, so that's really good.
Yeah. All right, Glenn, well, I appreciate you calling in.
Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great one. All right, we're going to go straight back to our phone lines where we've got Dana. And Dana, you got about 45 seconds. How you doing?
Oh, fine. I'm great. Thank you. I'll be real quick. I own a condo in a complex, and we're maybe half owner-occupied, half tenants. Now we're getting a lot of tenants, maybe some younger ones. And even though we tell the owners and their property that, you need to tell the new tenants, some of these are younger people, here's the rules and regs, we're seeing violations by the tenants, being out of the pool late, making noise, being drunk in the parking lot. And you talked about enforcement. Who can enforce, what recourse should we have in situations like this where tenants are the violators, and, who should ultimately be responsible?
Well,
the owner?
Dana, we're going to run out of time, and I apologize, but let's do this. Julie, if you'll give us your contact information, then you can contact Julie after the show.
Okay.
And she can certainly help you. Well, how can we get in touch with you, Julie?
Dana, it's 803-454-3064.
3064. And Julie, you have a property management company?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I guess you'll share that with all the folks and me?
Yes, ma'am. Synergy Community Specialist, and we have a website.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be glad to help answer any of your questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Miss Julie, thank you so much for joining us today, and especially also Command Sergeant Major Brickley. We are out of time. Hope you have a very wonderful, safe weekend. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC.